Good afternoon, students. How are you? I hope you all are fine and staying home to keep yourself safe from the COVID-19. Let us continue this chapter, agriculture. As in the previous module, we have discussed about the factors affecting the agriculture. Let us talk more about the chapter, agriculture. Types of agriculture. Here, agriculture is divided in two categories: subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. And this subsistence agriculture is again subdivided in three categories: nomadic herding, shifting agriculture, intensive subsistence agriculture. Then, commercial agriculture is divided in four categories: extensive agriculture, plantation agriculture, livestock ranching, and dairy farming. So today mainly we are going to discuss about the subsistence agriculture and their subcategories. So let us see one by one each topic. Subsistence agriculture. It is the earliest type of farming. Earliest means it is the first type of farming which was started wherever in different areas. So it can be, you can say that primitive. Primitive word is that initial type of farming, which is carried out at a small scale by farmer to grow food for personal or community consumption. In this category, their tools are usually very simple tools they use: digging sticks, hoe, dhow, sickle. These simple tools they are using in their agriculture activities. And in this, the category types are there: nomadic herding, shifting agriculture, and intensive subsistence agriculture. This intensive subsistence agriculture is little bit advanced kind, you can say, but not much advanced, but better than these two categories. So let us see more about this. Nomadic herding. As word is given here, herding means they are mainly engaged in cattle rearing or grazing purpose. They are doing that activity, and from that only they are getting their livelihood. So nomadic pastoralism, you can say, pastoralists are that people who are mainly engaged in the grazing activity. Is a form of pastoralism when livestock are herded in order to find fresh pasture on which to graze. So wherever their cattle can graze, they shift place to place. And true nomads follow an irregular pattern of movement. They are not regular, that after a certain time period they will of course move from that place. So that depends mainly upon the grazing material available in that particular area. So in contrast with transhumans, where seasonal pastures are fixed and they follow that season also, according to season, wherever the pasture land is available, the grazing land is available, according to that also they move. Common areas are there: the Central and Western Asia, East and Southwest Africa, Northern Eurasia. In India, Bhotias and Gujars. So animals in this category: cattle, sheep, goat, camel. and yak. Purpose: getting skin from that animals, meat and wool. So for these purposes, they are rearing these cattle. Shifting agriculture. So in shifting agriculture, a plot of land is cleared. What is a shifting agriculture? If you want to understand, so this is in this agriculture activity, a plot of land is cleared. Plot is that part of land, patch of land, and cultivated for a short period of time. Then it is abandoned. Short period, maybe 1 month, 1 year, or 2 years. So for that short period, they use that land part, and after that they abandon it, mean leave it, and allowed to revert its natural vegetation while the cultivator moves on to another plot. So the period of cultivation is usually terminated when the soil shows sign of exhaustion. Means when the fertility of that land gets over, the people leave it. Or more commonly, when the field is overrun by weeds. Weeds, that unwanted plants which grow with our crops. So when overrun means more than their expectation, when the weeds are coming in with their crops, that time also they leave that plots of land. The length of time that a field is cultivated is usually shorter than the period over which the land is allowed to regenerate by lying fallow. Fallow is, you can understand, as the land is left uncultivated for a few period of time, means 1 year, 2 year, even sometime it is up to 5 year also. So that in simply that in rural areas that word is fallow land or parthi, you can say, that is left uncultivated for fixed period of time. The jhum cultivation, that this jhum cultivation word is mainly used in our country, is prevalent in Arunachal Pradesh and hilly areas of Assam. Keeping in view the lesser availability of land for permanent cultivation and the traditional attachment to the farmer system, farming system, the only possible option to deal with is suitable modification. Means whatever the agriculture is being done in this area, if we think about that they should not practice it, as you know that this type of cultivation is very harmful for the forest, as they clear a patch of land, as you can see in this picture. Generally they cut the forest and burn the remaining, and this way a large area of forest is removed by the local people. So this way there is loss of forest. So that can be uh, changed by suitable modification of traditional farming practice through introducing scientific sound technologies and reducing the ill effects on the environment to greater context. So this way that can be reduced. Means when we use advanced technology, scientific methods are used by the people living in this area, or we train them somehow, so they can live this kind of agricultural practice. No people lead a settled life in this shifting agriculture. It is seen They don't have settled life as they need to move place to place. For this purpose, areas are dense forest of Africa, Southeast Asia, and some part of India. Usually, you will see this kind of practice that forest areas which are untouched to the modern development, they are not updated in the form of development. Crops, cassava, maize, sweet potato, and tapioca are that are grown. Intensive subsistence agriculture. This intensive subsistence agriculture is practiced in areas of high population. As word is given here, intensive. This intensive means extra pressure is there over land. This intensive word is saying there is extra pressure. Why? As here given, in the areas of high population. This is practiced in the areas of high population. In this type of farming, the agricultural production is increased by using high doses of biochemical inputs and better agricultural inputs. So, features of intensive farming are the high yielding variety seeds. You may be knowing as you have studied in that Green Revolution science part. HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds are used. Modern chemical inputs. Modern chemical inputs are that chemical fertilizers, insecticide, pesticides, weedicides, these are used. And irrigation facility. Without irrigation, use of these high yielding variety seeds and modern chemical inputs are ineffective. That will not play any kind of role in absence of irrigation facility. The per hectare yield is very high as they produce the crops with the help of these inputs. The per hectare production is very high and they usually grow more than one crop. So this type of farming is known as multiple cropping also. They grow more than one crop in a year on the same field to get more production from the field. So this is uh, about that types of agriculture. The first part we discussed today. Next we'll discuss next day. Students revise the topic which we have discussed here, and make notes by writing definitions. Thank you. Have a nice day, students.